Hello, hello, and welcome. I This morning, if you caught me on Instagram early this morning at 1600 hours for workout, we were doing a Robin Williams "Good Morning Vietnam." It was really fun. If you guys are into morning workouts, who's really into that sort of thing? You can always join me on Instagram and other online social media as I torturously document the process, usually because it's accountability. So if I'm asking my clients to do it, I will do it with you. So in that space, I hope you guys are well. I hope that you've had a good morning. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I've already had a few sessions done this morning, trying to be productive, and it ain't even noon. I think I've maybe got 2 hours of sleep. So we're doing it. We're doing it. Doing it, doing it, and doing it well. And so I wanted to bring you today's meditation. Hi, Ruth, Kathy, Mary, John, welcome, and Matthew, wherever you guys are joining us from, Instagram, the Paranormal channel, YouTube, paranormalsarah.com, Astrology and Alchemy, Autumn Moon Astrology. It could be anywhere. It could be Facebook, wherever you're at. Let me know where you're at in the chat room. Let me know how your Wednesday is going. Terry, mine's going well. I wanted to bring you the astrology. If you didn't join us last night on the Astrology and Alchemy, where were you? Where the fuck were you? It was 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and we were waiting for you. We were looking for you. No, we weren't. I'm not going to guilt you. That's ridiculous. The world still turns, but we were there last night, and you can time travel back, and you can watch it. It's also on the Paranormal channel. It's for free. It's on the Paranormal Sarah channel as well. But every Tuesday at 9 p.m., we do the astrology and we check in for the entire week, where we give you the breakdown and how to use it. So you can plan for the week. If you're a Virgo like myself and you plan for the month, and then you plan for the week, and then you plan for the year, then you plan for the day. What are you doing today? It's a problem, but it's helpful. So today's Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. How you doing? The moon's in Gemini. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that even mean? The moon and Gemini. Anybody out there, Gemini? Hey, anybody out there? If anybody is a part of my mentorship program or the Gypsy Tribe, over here I do a lot of sacred geometry, whether you're Kabbalah, Tree of Life, it doesn't matter what your belief system is. Gemini, you look right down there. Oh, snap. It is the mutable air sign. So when you're doing your cross correlation of things, if you're into math and alchemy, you kind of already know that Gemini in the moon. Your moon is your menstrual, your tide, your semen cycle. It is the way that you're feeling, man. It's your relationships. It's how you connect. It's your feelers. It's your intuition. Water. So your inner tides, your feelings. My feelings today are going to be Gemini, filtered through Gemini. So very much what you are, there's going to be an alchemical equation going on there for you to do, or for us to do together if you want to reach out. But then out in the out realm, this is Gemini. So this is mutable air. This is pros and cons, back and forth, to and fro, stop and go. That's what makes the world go round. Hi, Crystal. Good to catch you. Mary, Sherry, Kathy. We've got all kinds of fun people today. Chelsea. So Mary says, Gemini means you get 2 instead of 1. That's right. That is right. You will get 2 instead of 1 on all the feels too. So they didn't respond. What the heck? This. You're not just going to think, you're going to overthink. You're not just going to feel, you're going to overfeel. The pros and cons, the back and forth, the snippety snap of the space. And just to kind of be aware that this is going to be the default. This is going to be the default on the outside. If you bring it in, it's going to be a mix of what's out plus whatever you're inside in. For me, that's Virgo. So I'm sorting the overthinking. 7 minutes, 2 minutes delay. Don't do it. I have to already know in that self-care space that this is going to be a space where I'm going to feel heart and head, that moon, more intellectually driven, curious, emotionally changeable, mutable, inner vibes of wanting, like a Skeksis, to be more social. Gemini is an air sign. It actually, where we have lately been feeling like lazy sloths, not wanting to get much done, kind of hard on ourselves. We want to go be hard on ourselves out in the realm. So this is kind of comedic energy. This is probably seeing a lot of comedians in the news, not just a Bob Saget thing, but like wanting to be more social, wanting to be more extroverted, wanting to turn outward and make that call. We had shared last night, Matt Slozier, our astrologer, had said this is a day to expect a call instead of a text. The way in which people contact, the neurolinguistic programming, the word contact, you write down that word and then circle act. The way in which people act on the way they want to reach out. It's how to engage, how to socially eject the conversation in a space that's a retrieval, that's a siphon to kick back. So that contact, it's the tail end of that fire, and that's that mutable part of Gemini. So for me, my spirit often, I will be in meditation and things come to me in music. I get a real clear vibe in my own intuition of where I was, what I was doing, who this is, what kind of energy this is. I was getting Depeche Mode, the personal Jesus. Reach out, touch faith. I love that song, by the way. This is a fantastic album. The vibe here, I think it's going to be like social turning. I mean, for sure it's social. It's Gemini, but it's going to be, Depeche Mode, they were very gay, doing cocaine when people were doing, being gay and doing cocaine, but not necessarily like it wasn't popular. Like this was the early 90s, late 80s, HIV and Fauci miscommunicating certain things about transmittable diseases. And they were pretty open. They were also from the UK. So I kind of feel like that vibe is a little different, but there's a UK vibe here too. So there's some interesting vibes. And again, we really expanded on this a lot last night in the astrological show specifically, but today, for your meditations today, Janice, this is a two-faced pros and cons, like judgment, let go of judgment. The crossroads, signing that contract. Don't think Nicolas Cage. Don't think Karate Kid and Steve Vai. Oh, what a great scene, though, right? Crossroads. I've already been contacted like, well, I dare 3 different people, 7 different reasons. How is that even possible? On some Santeria, voodoo, hoodoo, who what? Remind me of the babe. Kind of stuff going on here. Contracts of time before things happen, on a countdown before things are permanent, possession of decision. Reach out, touch face. I mean, empiricism at its finest. Introvert turn extrovert. And not just a subtle, hey, how you doing? Actually a message. So kind of interesting. Dawn, any advice? The rash is back. Dawn, stop putting your penis in random holes. I tell you, I ain't got to be a psychic to tell you how to have personal hygiene. But I get it. You were trying to be funny. Also, a fail on your part. It's okay. Keep trying. Crystal clear, Brianna. She says, it's like I've got the worst case of fire crotch. Dawn, I really appreciate your humor. I want to share with you, though. I work as a forensic counselor with violent offenders, sex offenders, raised by my dad, Hell's Angels, best friends. Man, you're gonna have to do so much better than a make-believe penis. I get dick pics on the daily, bitch. You're gonna have to do better than that. But I do appreciate your effort. It shows me that you care. Anyway, for those of you who are joining us for other reasons, I do hope that you are able to use the energy of the moon in Gemini, wanting to weigh pros and cons, wanting to see both sides, Being skeptical. You say your crotch itches, eh? Well, we need to weigh the pros and cons. A lot of Anubis, a lot of Sobek, a lot of Egyptian sign on the dotted line. Well, you better read the italic, cursive, cited, and annotated asterisk ellipses areas. Double check. Crystal clear. It's very important. Be sure. Be sure. And don't take things personally. We've been talking a lot this week in some of my other areas of neurolinguistic programming of the importance of vulgar language, how people might be using vulgar language. Hi, Matt. Hi, Terry. Elderberry. Very cool. Good to see some of you guys in that. How to use vulgar language. It's meant not to offend people, but sometimes to excite people, sometimes to arouse people, to show importance and give color and spice to something, to invade a sacred space on purpose. So there's reason behind it. It's kind of interesting. Brianna says, "What is the plan today?" That's a good. Today I am working, so I will be jumping off here soon to delve into that. Doing research on mirror neurons and haunted locations being able to have residual energies in a mental health standpoint, as far as collective consciousness and pandemic type stuff goes as well. So it's both parapsychological and forensic psychological in nature, which is kind of cool. And then there's some really cool stuff happening in politics and really appreciating the language lately. I would say hearing how the Aquarius energy, the rules changing, how people are coping is coming along has been really important for me. Just a lot of people coping in really unique ways, stand up comedy, engaging more in church and prayer. People that I would not have expected to return to the gym, going to the gym, people I wouldn't have expected to go to church, going to church. It's been really fun to see and observe and watch how people are in healthy ways coping with, I've had enough. I've got this energy that's been building up over this last year and a half, and I got to get out, and how they're engaging in that. Not necessarily going out, in public, but getting out of their shell, breaking out with new purpose, transformation, and rule breaking. So I'm going to pull a card for us all here joining today. Let's take a moment. And then I'm going to pull a card for those of you joining me, because these are really quick. These are very simple. We can barrel through a bunch of you guys real quick. Good one. I was thinking about grief. I was thinking about, in my own space lately, how I've been so preoccupied with the health of my father. I've not been thinking of my own health, and it has been in my mind, but not actively. So that contract, that what is it that I really am putting out on paper, saying that I'm doing, but what am I doing? I really was thinking about that. And so here we are in this space of rebirth, the white rabbit, going down that rabbit hole, taking that journey to change, to drink me, eat me, grow big, grow small. And the spring equinox is going to be coming right around March 20th, I believe, this year. It's usually right around the 21st, but I believe it's the 20th. And it's going to be a really great time. It's going to be a lot of cool changes happening around us, politically speaking, but Mother Nature shifting, volcanoes, tsunamis, crazy shifts. Rebirth is a requirement of that. So how we are all kind of coming out of this space in a rebirth is what it's about. My plan is to walk the forest, says Crystal. Ooh, I love that. It's not warm enough to do that here. It's maybe 12. Well, hold on. Let's see. What degrees is it? It's 21 degrees. So won't be doing too much walking today. But being out in nature, getting some of that healthy sunlight, some of that vitamin D, that would be nice. Be sure and share with us any pictures, photos, where you're at. If you're on Facebook, share that in your chat below. If anybody joining us in the chat room before I jump off here would like for me to pull you an oracle card, take time right now, think about what question it is that you're asking the universe guidance for. Be like, okay, I need guidance in this way. And then say, okay, go ahead and pull me a card, Sarah. I need a card. Because you got to have permission. A big part of, and if you're scrolling TikTok or something and people are doing Reiki healings and people get all upset and spiritual communities get pretty, invasive or gatekeep, because there is an importance about consent. It is a subtle but important thing. No means no means no. No, no. It matters. And so to completely move past it's ridiculous. Terry, crystals, focus, sacred geometry. There's some grape agates here. Looks like some amethysts here. Some quartz growing up through a cavern that looks like it's reflecting this purple energy. That's your crown chakra. That's your thoughts. Got some glowworms floating out of the cave there. I think a fern gully. Fire elemental, earth elementals, little fairies. I totally see Bob Ross and those little trees and in that painting and in the circle space. Focus. Focus. Terry. Pepper. May I have a card? Pepper. Ooh. Rain. A lot of Prince energy with this. Purple rain. Rain. I find a weeping willow crying on his pillow, and maybe he's crying for me. This is a weeping space. This is a southern sadness, but a grieving hope. It is a purification. It is quite literally how you can cleanse some of that negative energy. Take a cool shower. There's been a lot of research on those polar plunges, how they help your central nervous system and your vagus nerve realign and, fluctuate cortisol and adrenaline and get ourselves back into a space where anxiety isn't so. Rain, fresh cold water, fresh healthy lemon in your water. Ruth, Gaia, nurturing. I love this card. I always think of Moana. I always think of that lava, inner rage, kind of something being taken and misused. The importance of that permission and what is sacred and what is ownership and what is property. Moving in, it's all these beautiful colors. I think of What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams when he's floating through heaven and it's a watercolor and you just see all the birds and bees and things in nature. Gaia is nurturing. It is all encompassing. It is nature. It is how to love unconditionally because that is what happens naturally when people walk up to a small creature in a nest. It's like, oh, this moment, this melting moment, it's real. Brianna, pull a card. Please, if you still are pulling. Brianna. The Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom. I love this card. It's very beautiful. It's very androgynous. It's powerful. It's got that kind of, I see Navajo, but also Ojibwe. I see powerful warrior spirit. I see wisdom. I see healing. I love that white energy. The ancestors, a huge part of this, pulling on all the people before you who have made it. All the fruit that's fallen on this tree before you. Ancient healing wisdom and pulling to your ancestors for that, which I think is really powerful. I always think of Little Big Man, kind of dates me a little bit, but being able to pull from what it is that you do know and expanding on that. Braden, the volcano, volatility. I've been seeing volcano a lot in my predictive 2022 predictions. I feel like there's going to be, we had said 3, at least 2 very big volcanoes happening. And I've written down and we've talked about where and when, but I feel like this is metaphorical, but also with Mother Nature, like a preparation, a shaking, a pressure, a feeling, a passion that needs to be ejected from the body because quite literally it's just too much to hold in anymore. And it is a sign of rebirth and new land to be formed. And it might be angry. So harness it now so that things don't get hurt. Move the village now so we don't have Pompeii. Okay. But volcanoes are powerful and they're needed and they're beautiful. Crystal. Ooh, this kind of is in reference to December 21st, which just recently passed behind us, the winter solstice, a beautiful time of reflection, the shortest sunlight of the year, longest day, dark for the northern hemisphere, right? Crystal, this was a beautiful space. The solstice is always important to me. Both of my sons are solstice babies. So it's always a deep, reflective, transformative day. A lot of pagans, Wiccans, naturalists, farmers, people that use the almanac or lunar cycles to measure their life and their transformation will be celebrating the solstice. And so the birch trees and the reflection and the symmetry, I think it's a great way to kind of utilize Gestalt psychology and just see what it is that you see around you and to kind of see deeper and to not miss the forest for the trees, see simpler and deeper and just adjust. Sandy would like a card about the job I joined. Okay, good. Sandy, boom. Ooh, I love this. The eagle. Up here in northern Minnesota, we see the eagle all the time. I keep an eagle feather on my altar that I was gifted to me, by the way. And this eagle symbolizes the great communion of spirit. When something of omen, of message, of communication from divine coming down and making its way through your physical body and you accepting that into your physical space. That like this is that maybe that 3-month review. Are you going to do this? Is this the way? Is this what you're going to be doing? This communion, you have to swallow, you have to be willing to let this be a part of you. It's going to be a lifestyle adjustment. There's still some like space there. But the eagle, I think, is a really great symbol. I think it's really powerful. It might also be some pressure and some great responsibility, I would suggest too. Also, that's our nation's mascot. So there's like the way it looks too. And look at how that he's just oh anyway, very powerful. Um, you're very welcome, Crystal. Braden, question: why are orbs mostly a ball of light? That kind of really breaks down to sacred geometry, like Metatron, and understanding electromagnetic frequencies and how energy works. It's a part of manifestation. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's conscious. It can just be reflection, refraction. It can be dust. It can be all sorts of things. Look at that, Crystal. I bet you see something today that you frolic because Sandy, you guys, thank you so much. You're very welcome. I enjoy doing this. And as you guys know, I sometimes will be using tarot. Sometimes I'm using oracle decks. I have all sorts of decks. I have a lot. So if you would like a private reading, if there is something that you would like to know more about and get more in depth, you can go to paranormalsarah.com. Check that out. Kalia says, man, can I get a card real quick? Yes. Ooh, this is a great card. Invocation. Invocation, a ceremony, a certain ritual, something that you are going to do to invoke. It's going to be a process. Usually air magic is utilized, if not at least all 4 areas of alchemy in a way that you are invoking. I invoke thee. Right, Nancy? Be careful. Invocation is powerful, but it means that something is coming to be. Something is about to become. And you are wanting to harness that and not control it, but be a part of its manifestation process and be more aware of the who, what, when, where, and why with intention. And that's always powerful. So, Kalia, good luck to you in that. Always let us know if you need help. Invocation sometimes is made better with strength in numbers. That's why we keep our online coven strong and powerful. The craft, no points. Right? Dang. Brianna. I was hoping somebody would get that, but you do get points. You do. Um, I appreciate you. For people who think I'm just randomly crazy, I'm usually quoting movies more than I care to admit. It's not a problem. It's just how I was raised. Plopped in front of a television. Jeopardy, things like that. No whammies. Uh, Star Trek. It all makes sense. The Crypt Keeper. Good evening, boys and ghouls. Yeah, right, Brianna. Yes. So here we are, fully manifested to our best potential and full of all sorts of useless pop culture and enough to make Aaron Sagers proud. So, you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful hump day. It is Wednesday. It's going to be cold if you're anywhere near me. So be careful. Take appropriate measures. Drink your water. It's really dry out there. There's all sorts of chemicals in and around us. So do your best to detox. Drink good water. Keep aware. Pay attention, not in pain. And if you have any questions, you want to reach out, if you want to get a personal reading, you want to gift someone something, you want to learn more about divination, the occult, sacred geometry, forensic psychology, or anything like that I'm working on, you can always check out more at paranormalsarah.com. You guys, I hope to see you later. And it's true. You did hear hump day. It's a real thing for some people. That own camels. Do I have a team that helps me? I have what I would refer to as my little black book, where if I'm going to the Skinwalker, I need April Slaughter. If I'm going to be publishing a book, I need Troy Taylor. If I'm going to be doing graphics, I need Scotty Roberts. If I'm going to be going online doing a podcast, I'm calling Dave Schrader. If I got a pop culture question, I'm doing Aaron Sagers. I mean, I definitely have my black book of people, but all of us are out there, raising families, doing jobs, paying bills, killing ghosts, doing things. So the idea of a team working together with a common goal, no. My team is those who find me with the common goal at hand, and we just trust each other, and it all usually works out just the way it should. I've got a really wonderful group of people in my black book that I go to that I trust, Masons and Templars and military peeps and just crazy people, talk with aliens and channel demons and all sorts of things. If it's an audio specialist, I'm doing Michael Esposito. If it's military, I might even call up Bigfoot Jody Cook. I mean, if it's a cryptoid, I'm doing Ken Gerhard. I mean, you've got your people, and you just know when you know that you know. I definitely like to have shake hands with these people, probably shared a cigarette at one point in time back when I was, doing that, and people hung around in person. But yeah, we've been friends for decades because we're all vampires together, like Keanu Reeves. And if you feel like you have an orb, now here's the deal. And maybe why I don't get a hard on for an orb, and it's nothing against your orb. Orbs, we love ya. Okay, I've got videos of Puckwudgies, full on body. I can count the fingers and the testicles. Puckwudgies, manifested shadow figures in front of me, grabbing me. Going to Ohio, Mansfield Reformatory, staying at the catacombs in France, having stuff call out my name. Sarah! Father Andrew called her. Is that you being saucy? Sarah. It's like, hell to the no. Linda, Tina, no. And I mean, things that know things that know things. 80-pound girls that weigh 300 pounds and grown men can't seem to move her. So when someone gives me an orb, I love it. And I look at it like a dachshund puppy. And I appreciate it. And it's very real. But it doesn't currently invest in my research. So unless it's extremely sentimental to you, and we're taking the time out to decipher how that's meaningful to you, I want it metamorphosizing in front of me in real, not in augmented virtual reality, not on video, not on JPEG, not on MP4, not on an iTunes. I don't want it going from a wing to a dust particle to an orb to a sun ray. I don't. And that's nothing personal. And it's not that I don't believe you. It has nothing to do with belief. I totally do. I absolutely do, because belief is a really fantastic and powerful thing. It's very subjective also. So nobody knows it but you, Brayden. And sometimes what I love about the presentation of an orb is the deep, complex, simple psychology of just that. And absolutely, I will look at it. So if you send it to me, send it to me. Send me your fucking orb photo. I don't care. theparanormalsarah@gmail.com. Do not send me a dick pic. Okay, guys, girls, theys, shims, whatever. I feel like I need to say that today. I appreciate you. And I will look at an orb or your puckwudgies if you have those. That's currently some of the crazy stuff I'm working on out of Missouri right now. So, you guys, I do have work soon, and so I'm going to go enjoy my coffee and read my book and prepare myself, because a part of doing serious work when you're working with crazy content and people go, God, how do you do that all day? You take 10 minutes before you connect with someone knowing that you're going to be talking about crazy stuff, and you just are calm, and you get centered and you get grounded, and you have really too much coffee in your body, and you believe in stones and chocolate. So you have that and all the things, all the other things too, and all the other things. So, without further ado, you guys, I do hope that you have had a good day. Braden, Missouri is where this was at. Braden, of course it would be Missouri. Send me all the things from Missouri, sure. But you guys, I do hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't party too hard. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That may not be saying much. And I hope I will catch you tonight. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.